the states that just changed credit report laws, here's what they're not telling you. Let's get right into today's information. For those who don't know, my name is Calvin Russell. I'm a certified FICO professional and licensed real estate agent. I've helped people lower their car payments, increase their credit scores, qualify for home ownership. And you can jump into my free workshop where I show you how to get 100 points in 30 days. Text the word score to the number that's on your screen. So if you haven't heard the news, listen, credit bureaus are now changing some laws. Well, actually, the states are changing laws in which is going to affect your employment. Okay. The state law limitations and their effect on motor vehicle records as well. Okay. So, first things first, New York is now joining a list of other states, and I'm gonna show you all of the states here in a little bit. But New York, as of today, they just banned employment credit checks. This law blocks most employers from using credit reports in hiring decisions. Okay, and this is not the only state that just made this. This is the most recent one that just happened in the last few hours here. Many people don't even realize that their credit is silently impacting their job offers. So a lot of people, many of you all that are out there that are, you've been putting in applications and you're like, man, how come I didn't get that call back? It might be because of your credit report. I'm going to let you know all the states that are looking at that as well too, and which ones made some additional changes outside of that. Okay. And so we're going to break down what this means for your career and your income in 2026. Okay. And how you can prepare for it. So, first things first, can bad credit cost you a job? Unfortunately, it can, but it depends on what state you're in and if they've banned it completely or if they have some restrictions, because some employers are still checking your credit in certain states and industries. For example, if you are working in the finance industry for a major corporation, then typically what we've been seeing is that they've been doing these types of things, not just a background check, but they're looking at your credit report. Now, in most states, they can't see the score, but they can see the report. And they're essentially trying to see if you are risky. That's the short version. They figure if you're not paying your bills, and then you may be a certain type of employee. Now, I don't think that that's fair, because you get a situation like when people had these government jobs, and who would have ever thought that you couldn't have a government job and that it was safe, and then you get laid off, furloughed. Now you're back in the job market, and let's say you fall behind on some bills because you thought a check was going to come, but now it's difficult to get a job because they're looking at your credit report. So that's why a lot of these states are making changes, okay, to make this easier for people. So something to keep in mind and watch as we're doing this. Now, we're going to explain when it's legal and when it's not, but you also need to understand a major piece is that you need to understand how your credit profile could affect your paycheck, okay? How it can affect your paycheck, okay? Next, bankruptcy and employment. Now, what HR can actually see, okay? So here's the thing. A lot of people think that, for example, like, bankruptcy, for example, can ruin your job opportunity forever. They can see the bankruptcy. Again, they can see reports that are on your credit report. They can see payment history. They can see a lot of these things, but they can't see the actual score. So the truth is going to depend on what state that you're in and what type of position that you are applying for. Okay. So now here's the full list. Here's the states that have banned credit report checks for employment or that have restrictions. Okay. And this is as of today. So now, states that have restricted or banned credit checks for employment are now New York City, California, Colorado, Connecticut, Hawaii, Illinois, Maryland, Nevada, Oregon, Vermont, Washington, District of Columbia, and of course, Chicago and Cook County local ordinances. Okay. And I don't know why they said why the state, and of course, it's Chicago's already inside of Illinois. But either way, this is going to make a huge difference in people applying for jobs. So again, this is something that you need to know as you are doing this. Now, there was another piece I wanted to add to this. Let me just make sure because I saw something else on this. I just want to confirm one last thing, but that's pretty much what's going on here. But this is something to pay attention to because this is now, I would say, probably the second change in like the last 12 to 15 months, as it pertains to credit reports. We had medical debt, that's been going back and forth. You got student loans, that's an issue. I think that just happens to be on the report, but you're starting to get the conversation of credit reports talking, I would say a lot more than what it used to be. Okay. So let me just see here. Let me just make sure there was nothing else. Oh, motor vehicle records. That's what I was missing. So, motor vehicle records. The law does not restrict employers from pulling motor vehicle records for drivers, for example, commercial drivers, because motor vehicle records aren't considered consumer credit history. Now, this is under the New York law. Some other states are making some changes too, but this is so far as for New York. There are federal requirements here as well. Now, why does that matter? Well, if your job is a driving job, if you're trying to get insurance, all these things play a role, when they're looking at that. So again, that's what that's going to be. So that's the update that we have for you all right now. Now, I will say this with New York, they this won't start until April 8th. York, okay? These other states, they've already started the finalization process, but New York is now the new city that is now on this list. Okay, so let me know in the comments or in the chat if you guys knew, of course, if you're in any of these states where it's like you're affected, of course, or if you knew about the list in general. How do you feel about this? Do you feel that this is a good thing? Do you feel that this is a bad thing? Okay, I'm sure most of you all feel like this is a good thing. I think all states should be on board on this anyway. So either way, let me know your thoughts inside the comment section, guys. And of course, oh, now also too, I do want to let you know because we did have people ask about we get stuff all the time. We get emails and stuff like this all the time, and people tell us their situation. And we've seen all situations. This is why we keep up with stuff like this. Okay. This is why we keep up with things like this. So we know what to tell you in order to increase your scores. Okay. And it's not just about increasing your scores, it's making sure that if you're going to get a loan, if you're going to get a credit card, if you're going to do these things, that you're getting the best terms available. Okay. So text the word score to 708-346-5613 to get access to our free workshop. It is limited seats per session, okay? But we show you exactly what you need to do to see some movement in your credit score right now, okay? So if that's you and if you're serious, go ahead and text the word score to that number right there. And of course, we'll circle back. Thank you all so much for being here. And of course, we'll see you all on the, oh, you know what? Real quick, just want to let you know, I almost forgot to mention this. So check this out. One of our members who started in that same type of process, she increased her credit score 386 points in less than 90 days. She's not the only one. We had another guy where he increased his credit score. He ended up qualifying for a car. He got a home and a high limit credit card. And he started with the same information that you're going to learn in that workshop. Okay. Now that's just, it's a start. Okay. And so again, this is going to put people in position. So if you're looking to get, again, these are real people, real results, as you guys can see right here. And but he talked about how he was able to increase his credit score, how he has a high limit credit card, how he now has a new electric vehicle that's 242 a month. Okay. And the dealer said you had tier 1 credit. It all started with this information. Okay. So again, make sure you guys go ahead and get inside of